already. If you have a question, everybody, just go ahead and raise your hand, and we will get to you in the order that you guys ask them. I'll start recording for everyone, and we'll take our first question from Jacob from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Jacob.
Rondell, how's it going today?
Well, how you doing?
Good, good. Hey, it's your first Bedlam matchup, obviously. So, what does this series mean to you? And do you have any special memories watching this series growing up around Oklahoma City?
Um, it's really just one of those games, where you sign to go to OU or OSU. You could lie and say it's not one of the most important games. Not one of the most important games. One of the most games that you look forward to. But at the end of the day, and it's one of those games you look forward to, just from how big of a rivalry it is and how much you don't want to lose to the other team.
Do you have any fond memories of this series at all growing up watching it?
No, I just remember that the most memorable game to me is when they played Trae Young here at OSU, and then he had 48, and then the dive on the loose ball, got the ball, and then from there, and then it was just OSU from there. So that's really my biggest one.
What's going to be the challenge of defending OU? They've got a lot of offensive weapons, but Austin Reed's been playing really well, particularly. So what's the challenge there?
I feel like the challenge really is just staying disciplined. They like to do a lot of like dummy motion offense and get you engaged throughout the whole 40 minutes and not get caught sleeping. But I feel like we match up really well with them. And then we just got to cause mismatches on the other end for them to on the other hand. So I feel like we're very prepared to go into the game and we should have a good outcome.
And I got a question about Cade. There's been kind of some outside talk that it's Cade and everybody else. I don't agree with that. I'm sure you don't agree with that. But how good was Monday night for you guys with him on the bench to kind of go out there and rally the way you did and maybe say otherwise to what people say?
Shoot, that's the first time I heard that. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I'm sure people know about it. Or probably heard about it if you have. But we really don't but we really don't get involved with stuff like that. Him being on the bench and him being on the bench, we still thrived, and that's really no surprise to us. That our team did well without him when he was with COVID, and that just shows how deep our team is yet again. So for him to be a leading contributor and we still go out there and make a key round without him, that just amends to how good of a team we are.
How much has he made you guys better though too, in a way? I mean, I feel like that needs to be asked as well because he's really emphasizes getting you guys involved. So how much has he helped you guys improve too?
I think I said in this early interview, he's just a competitor. Day in and day out, he either gonna sink or swim with him type thing. He gonna embarrass you, or you gonna meet the expectation and eventually find a way to pick your game up to take to a whole nother level. So he's done that since day one, and from since on, which just all of us have got better since then, and we try to do our best to push him as well.
Awesome, thanks, Rondell.
Yes, sir.
Our next question will be from the lines of Joseph Fazio. Go ahead, Joseph.
Rondell, you guys have had some good games against top 25 teams this year, and going in Bedlam against the number 7 team in the country. What do you think is the difference maker for this team to hopefully get the win in Norman and Stillwater?
Just how much we want to win this game. It means a lot for Big 12 standings, for NCAA seedings. But on top of that, I feel like there's no bigger game than the next game, and this game happened to be Bedlam. So I feel like we just got to go in locked in and come out with a W.
You guys are basically going to have back-to-back Bedlam games. How important is it, this Saturday game, getting to see what you guys have against Oklahoma? How important is it to bring into Monday's game as well?
I feel like no matter the outcome, we're still going to be the same team, same level of the team going into the next game. It's always the next game up, and this happens to be 2 back-to-back next games, so with the same team. So our game plan won't change, or just our mindsets might have to shift a little bit.
And I talked to D yesterday for a couple minutes. It's been a little over a month since he got the scholarship. How important has it been for the team that they've been able to spend more time with D now that he's only working part-time at Walmart?
I feel like this is one of those things where you get let's see, it's one of those things where you got like a half sibling type thing, and you only with them for the weekend, and then they change it to okay, you be for the whole week, and you don't get to see him on the weekend. So we appreciate him, get to see him in the locker room. He's always he brightens our day, push us to get better day in and day out, and he's a good scout every time we're on the floor. So just having him be around is just an overall plus.
All right, thanks, Rondell.
Yes, sir.
Our next question is from Marshall Scott. Go ahead, Marshall.
Yeah, Rondell, did you grow up an OSU fan or did you grow up an OU fan?
I really grew up an OSU fan, to be honest. Only time I ever liked OU is when Adrian Peterson was there, and that was for football. Like, I was never really a Blake Griffin OU fan type thing, but I mean, just going into the game is definitely motivation. Just go out there and just do what I do and do what we do and come out with the outcome that we want.
If I'm not mistaken, OU didn't offer you. Kind of what was your recruitment process with OU like?
It's really slow throughout my whole high school and everything career. So, I mean, that's extra motivation for not even just me, but I mean for Keelan and Caleb, in-state guys as well. So that's definitely extra fuel to the fire.
Do you find that odd that I don't know that you didn't get an OU offer? You, Keelan, Caleb, all contributors at OSU on a Big 12 team. You'd think you'd at least get maybe more of a look than you got.
At the time, I mean, I didn't understand it, but I mean, now I'm here and I'm glad I'm here. Glad I didn't have to make a decision between the two. So, back then, yeah, but now it really doesn't matter. But it's still in the back of my mind, like, oh yeah, we got to go out and we got to get the W for sure.
As an Oklahoma kid, have you had to field any questions from your teammates to kind of tell them what this rivalry is like from Oklahoma's perspective?
I feel like it's one of those things what's understood doesn't have to be explained, and this is definitely understood how big of a game this is and how big of a rivalry. So, I mean, everybody, if they don't know, they kind of got a glimpse of it now type thing. So everybody's bought into the idea of how big this really is. So it should be a fun and exciting game.
You mentioned the Trae Young game. You mentioned Blake Griffin's teams. What is it is that exciting as an Oklahoma kid to kind of leave your legacy on this rivalry now?
Oh, for sure. I mean, one of those things where you only get 2 Bedlam games a year, really, so until the Big 12 tournament. So just trying to get a clean sweep going into the Big 12 tournament play and NCAA play. So that's just our next goal, next game up.
Do you guys as a team like how Mike isn't kind of backing away from the fact that it's rivalry, telling him, we don't like them, that the game kind of means more?
Yeah, I mean, we really like the real. We don't like the fake. The fake would be it's just another game type thing. On the schedule, yeah, it's another game, but I mean, you just got to be a part of this to really understand how big of a game this truly is. So, yeah, we're behind Coach for sure.
I appreciate it, Rondell.
Yes, sir.
The next question is from Frank Bonner. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Rondell, playing the same team over the course of 3 days, what advantages does that present in terms of scouting OU?
I feel like the outcome is determined by how we, just stick to our game plan throughout. And I feel like a quick turnaround like that is just not so much on us focusing on them, but after the game Saturday, eat, resting, hydrating, getting ready for the next game type thing.
Yeah, I know a lot of fans are excited about 2 Bedlams being this close together. I guess what are your thoughts on the closeness of these 2 Bedlam games?
I mean, it really doesn't really matter to me. I'm just glad we really got to make up the game, to be honest. I wouldn't matter if we played it now or a week from now, the swing. So, like I said, just really 2 more games.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
It looks we have a follow-up from Jacob. Go ahead, Jacob.
Rondell, how has Mike kind of maybe prepared you guys, or has he talked at all about the final stretch? I mean, you got the Baylor and West Virginia games added next week, and then you got Kansas City after that. It's gonna be a long, maybe road trip. Has he started preparing you guys for that at all?
Not really. We haven't really been looking far down the line. He talked briefly about us adding those 2 games at the end of the season. But like I said, it's just next game up type thing. We'll get there when we get there. He really been stressing us getting our academics out the way, so we don't got to worry about that while we're on the road, study hall type thing. So that's really been his main focus, making sure we're ahead and staying on top of our schoolwork, so we won't have to be stressing out while we're on the road.
Is it kind of an embrace the challenge mentality for that final stretch too, when you get OU, the number 17 team in the number 7 ranked team in the country twice, and you get Baylor, and Baylor is Baylor, and then you get West Virginia. At West Virginia, does that kind of embrace the challenge from him?
I don't really feel like we look at it as a challenge. I feel like as a player on this team, we're all competitive, and I feel like there's no greater schedule at the end of the year to prove ourselves going into NCAA tournament play. So I feel like we're all excited for it, and we're just ready to get these games over.
Awesome. Thanks, Rondell.
Yes, sir.
We have time for one last follow-up if anybody has it. All All right. Well, thank you so much, Rondell, and best of luck this